For justice and peace and equality.
Game Changers Magazine, Game Changers Media Network, Voices of the Village podcast, and we back with Sherry Divine Denard, State Farm
Hey,
Agency.
we back.
Like a good neighbor, Sherry is there.
Always,
always,
always.
always.
Yes.
Sherry, you educated us on the value of insurance. We talked about your journey, your 5-year journey, you and Kim Mays doing the things that you're doing. What's next for Sherry Divine Denard? What's next? Because I know you. I mean, you. Well, hold on.
Yeah.
You're also an author.
Yes.
You're a part of a book. Two-time author.
Two-time author. Yeah.
Tell us before we go
Oh,
on what's
man.
next, man. Talk to me about the books, man. I forgot
Well,
about that.
yes, I collaborated with the Southern Crescent Women in Business on the latest one.
Okay.
So Secrets to Success, you can get that on Amazon.
Okay.
And early on, I was invited to do it through a mastermind group.
Okay.
An anthology. I'd have to pull the book out because I hadn't even looked at it myself lately.
Man.
But pretty much talking, it's the same thing about talking about my entrepreneurial journey.
Okay.
And just kind of giving a little bit of a blueprint for others that are kind of looking to see, oh, do I want to really do this? And just, providing some nuggets as to how
Right.
I did it, and not in detail, but just the how,
Right.
to facilitate or just get the thought process going on where to start.
Okay. Okay. And what made you say I want to be? What was like an author, something you aspired to be, or was it like the opportunity presented itself and you were able to tap into another
Yeah.
level of yourself?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both.
Okay.
I mean, I think having something in print that way kind of immortalizes you a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
So, well after I'm gone, this has been put out there and, for all to read and my family to have.
Yes.
Just to see who I was as a person.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so I think that's a great honor to be able to do that. The other piece was opportunity.
Right,
I
right.
was invited, and I just feel blessed to, that I was thought enough of
Okay.
to be invited on to be a part of that, that journey.
That
So
collaboration.
it just worked out that way. Fate.
I remember when we shot one of your commercials. It was with the Malachi Project, and you said something about leaving your imprint on this earth.
Gosh, yes. Wow, yes.
You like leaving your imprint, the value of
Yes.
leaving your imprint on this earth,
It's
and
important.
So not only are you looking at this as like a business, just a business, you're looking at this as a legacy.
Absolutely.
For your family, for the people, for the young women that are watching you, for the women, for the women who are saying, how can I be a State Farm agent or even an insurance agent that runs my own agency
Or
itself,
just an entrepreneur. in
or just an
general.
entrepreneur? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's extremely important.
Okay.
Again, we do things, and you got people that are looking.
Right.
You
Right.
got people that are wanting to do it, but maybe they're afraid.
Right.
And they're just like, oh, wow, she can do it. Maybe I can too. And hopefully I'm approachable enough
Right,
for
right.
someone if they're really wanting to do this. And I have a couple of agent aspirants in my office as we speak
Okay.
that are wanting to open their own business. I am always open
Wow.
to champion the next person.
Wow.
Because I don't think, me winning by myself is just not good enough if I'm not laying down the groundwork for someone else to be able to pick it up and do the same thing.
Leaders building leaders. I think that's a
simple.
value in itself,
Yeah.
Leaders building leaders. Now, what's next for Sherry Divine Denard? You've accomplished writing the books. We got plaques on the wall. You've shown your success. I'm looking at the plaques on the wall, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
running out of room over here.
you're running out of room,
I'll
man.
make more room, though. Don't worry.
Hey, what's next for Sherry Divine Denard? Are you looking at expanding, open up another office, open up multiple offices across Georgia?
Yes,
What does that look like?
So, well, right now I'm actually just focusing on, leveling up on my craft.
Okay, okay.
I've gotten down 2 exams, so my SIE, my Series 63 are complete.
Okay.
I am currently studying again for my 65. So in complete transparency, I failed it, right, a couple of times, so I've had to go back to revisit it.
Right.
So the message there is, don't give up. Even
Yes.
if you have fallen, the trick is not about the fall, it's about how you're going to get back up. So I'm there. So after that, a couple more exams. I'm hoping by the end of the year I'll have that.
Okay.
What that will do is open up another level of offerings to the, to have a more holistic conversation with the customers.
Okay.
Or prospective customers on a financial level.
Right.
As far as your, mutual funds and investments and things like that. So that's
man.
next. As far as another office is concerned, that's definitely on my horizon.
Okay.
But I got to first things first.
First things first, yeah.
If I try to take that on too soon, and I'm trying to study for exams, I'm afraid it might be a bit of a distraction. So.
Okay.
But to answer your question, yes.
Right. So grind, execution, hustle.
Always. Never take your foot off the gas, folks.
Man.
Don't take your foot off the gas. Don't sleep. Don't leave any room for anybody to come up and take your lunch.
Man, protect your own backyard.
Protect it, man. Protect it, because as soon as you lose momentum or steam, somebody else is already ready to take your place.
Right. Now we're talking to, we've educated, we've covered, where you're from, but we're living in a season of first. When I say a season of first, African American woman president, first woman president potentially, and women are in a season of thriving now. Like you're seeing more women entrepreneurs, more women business owners.
Outstanding, right?
Phenomenal.
Outstanding. It's late.
Come on now.
We late on this game. Right
We
now.
late on this game. What does that mean to you to be able to not just walk that journey and take that journey and be a trailblazer in that area, but to be able to pour back into other women that thrive, to say, I can do it. I can be like Sherry Dividedar, and I can take that step of faith and do what I need to do.
It's a village, man. I mean, I think collectively as not just a person or individual, but just a collective group of community leaders, it's important that we are paving the way and supporting one another as we are paving the way.
Yes.
Because everybody's journey is going to look a little different. We talked about that.
Right,
Everybody's race is going to look a little different. But at the end, and again, I always say this: we're all going to win.
Yes.
You don't have to not help someone along their way, thinking that it's not going to get they're going to advance beyond you. Don't worry about stuff like that, man.
Play
your game.
I already know. What are some tips you would give to someone that's looking at insurance, they have insurance, and they they need to get in the right package. They're doing what we call barely legal.
Yeah, we're doing minimum.
We're doing the minimum.
Right.
What are 3 tips you would say for a person who's protecting their family, and if their number one asset is their family,
do it the right way?
What would you say?
I would say, set up an appointment with your agent.
Okay.
And if you don't have one, give me a call.
Come on.
Right. So, but set up an appointment. I try to do insurance wellness reviews at least once a year.
Okay.
Because your family dynamic might be different.
Right.
And like you said, budget does matter.
Right.
And maybe you have to start here until you, matriculate to another level.
Right.
But aspire to get to the next level, because now you understand there's a gap.
Right.
But you need to do it pulse check at least yearly to make sure that you're still in the right position or protected in the right way. That's
right.
the first thing. And then understand what you have. Again, you got to know what you're working with. In that insurance review, think of it like a doctor's appointment.
Okay.
When you go to the doctor's appointment, their job is to kind of do an overview.
Okay.
And at the end of it, they may make a prescription.
Okay.
Doesn't mean you're going to fill it, right? It's
Right,
on you to do it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we're here to prescribe the right amount of protection that we feel is going to work for your family.
Awesome.
Even if it means you start here, but again, work to or aspire to go
to the next level. Man.
Doesn't mean you want to be overinsured.
Right.
But you do want to make sure that you're protecting the investments, and it should reflect what you've built.
Man. You guys, I think she gave it to us real and raw on this one, man, because how can we follow Sherry Dividedar online, get more information about all the great things you're doing in the community? How can we follow you?
Absolutely. So you can follow me on all social media platforms, actually. On Facebook, Sherry Dividedar State Farm.
Okay.
On Instagram, you'll find me at Your SF Agent Sherry.
Okay.
And then on Twitter which I don't even go to X, Twitter, whatever it is, but I'm out there. Just look for my name, because DeVouse is very unique.
Yes,
So
yes,
if
yes.
you were to search DeVouse on Google, even, I mean,
Yeah,
you're
just-
probably going to find me on at least 2 or 3 pages.
Man, come on now. Very unique.
Or you can just call me, 678-782-3005.
Now, before we go, and I
Yes.
forgot to put this in there,
Yeah.
we were talking about the commercial we did,
Yeah.
and I know State Farm is a community-based business.
Mm-hmm.
You work hand in hand. You were very passionate about working with the Malachi Project and all the things that they
absolutely.
were doing over there. What made you gravitate to the Malachi Project and say, this is something I want to do. I see great things happening over here, and what made you go into that?
When I opened the business in 2019, and I don't think there's a chance meeting. I think things happen for a reason.
Okay.
And when I met a representative of the Malachi Project, and they invited me over, and I met, Pastor Terrell and his
Right.
wife Brandy, and what they were doing with those kids, in an underserved community, was just tremendous.
Okay. Okay.
The give back and the pouring in and the education and accountability and the spiritual aspect, it was like the program that all cities needed, I felt.
Right. Right.
And when I visited with those kids, I saw myself in those kids,
Mm.
and how imperative and important it is to be an influence and
Okay.
a model, and the give back. Again, I can't say it enough, because kids don't get to decide who their parents are.
Right.
Kids don't get to decide what house they live in.
Right.
And so I think it's very important that they know that people are caring about them beyond the household.
Wow.
That people are cheering them on so that they can have that American dream that
Okay.
we all aspire to have. Because again, when you're in an environment where your line of sight is here,
Okay.
and that's just for illustration, your line of sight is right there,
Right.
but the world is so much bigger. And if you can have that conduit like the Malachi Project to show them what's possible, more, and expose them to things they wouldn't ordinarily have been exposed to, I think their chances of success is increased greatly.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. We want to thank you for all the great things you're doing as a business owner
Yeah.
in the community. Share Divide North State Farm
Yes,
Agency.
Thank you for your time today.
Man, thank you. Thank you for taking out the time, man.
It's been my
time
pleasure.
Time is a precious asset, you know?
Yes, it's got money attached to
Hey,
it,
it's
right?
got money attached to it, you know what I'm saying? Come on now. Share Divide North celebrating 5 years
5
in
years.
business, man.
Yes.
Any last shout out you want to give before we go part of that 5-year celebration?
You know what? Shout out to the community
Okay.
at large. Henry County has been a great place to have a budding, starting business for somebody like me just starting out. It's just been a tremendous outpouring of love, and,
Okay.
I thank you for that. Shout out to all my fellow entrepreneurs that are out there just grinding, putting it in, the hustle.
Grind, execution, hustle.
There
Yes,
you
sir.
go. They're just out here just trying to make a way for their families and build
Okay.
that legacy. So shout out to the, out there, making it work, and also hiring, small business is big.
Right.
Small businesses are out here,
Okay.
employing and giving people a shot. And
Man.
so, I appreciate all the things that come together to make one solid community. So, and shout out to my family.
Man.
And shout out to Game Changers.
Ease up.
Ease up. I can go on and on, but
Come on,
I
man.
I am a very grateful, humble person.
Okay.
And so I am not, I'm not of the assumption that I made it here purely by my own,
Right.
wit and might. So
Absolutely.
I thank God. Beyond all we just said, I thank God for the opportunity and the
Yes.
privilege to be here, as you guys' local State Farm agent.
Game Changers Magazine, Game Changers Media Network, Voices of the Village Podcast, Sherry Divide Denard, celebrating 5 years. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. Ease up.
Justice and peace and equality.